Hey, welcome to the first supply chain events update of 2025. I hope you had a great holiday break, that you got some rest in, got to visit and do holiday things, whatever it is that you do to celebrate. And welcome to 2025. We've got a slow start here in January, but it's going to ramp up in February, and March is going to be insane. We'll talk a little bit more about it in a second. But first, I'd like to give a shout out to Event Shark. If you don't know who Event Shark is, take a look, check them out. If you are hosting an event or doing something where you need to capture B2B content, Event Shark should be the first thing you think about. Before we get started, just want to make a quick mention that Warehousing After Dark and the Supply Chain Social Club is going to be ramping up in a big way this year. We're going to add multiple other series to the Supply Chain Social Club that represent the other specialties and pillars of the supply chain industry. And also really proud to announce Supply Chainy has partnered with Agile Business Media to cover a number of events going on in the US and beyond this year, starting with Manifest in February, and then also including RILA and ProMat, Work, and an Edge later on in the year in October. So really excited to announce that and excited to work with the team over at Agile Business Media to continue to cover events and provide and create content for everyone out there in the industry. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on. CSCMP is going to get us off to a real smooth and easy start with a virtual event covering the Logistics Managers Index. And then next week, ISM Houston is hosting a professional development meeting, and ISM is also hosting a webinar on ethical sourcing. On the 16th, CSCMP here in DFW is hosting a tour of the Callaway Distribution Center out in the west side of town. I've been on that tour a couple of times, and it's great for anybody, but particularly folks who like golf. And then later in that day, not too far away, ISM Fort Worth will be hosting a happy hour, and they're covering the tab for the first two drinks. On the 22nd, Work is hosting an event in Charlotte, North Carolina on talent in the warehouse. And IWLA is hosting the Essentials of Warehousing in New Orleans. And then on the 29th, the Supply Chain Social Club is hosting the very first Warehousing After Dark event. Things start getting a little bit busier in February, getting kicked off by Manifest going on in Vegas from the 10th to the 12th. And then RILA happening on the 16th to the 19th in Orlando. And also kind of in a similar time frame, the Specialized Transportation Symposium taking place in Charlotte. Geotab Connect going on in Orlando as well. And the February Supply Chain Social Club event is going to be on the 27th. Then we really get ourselves into a traffic jam in March. To kick off March, TPM is taking place in Long Beach, when that kind of overlaps with Work Truck Week going on in Indianapolis. And then things really get started on the 9th with the ICPA annual conference, also in Orlando. It's a busy place in Orlando. America's Procurement Congress in Miami, PAC Expo Southeast in Atlanta, and the TMC 2025 annual meeting taking place in Nashville. And then last but not least, in that particular week of March is the Reverse Logistics Association annual conference and expo going on in Las Vegas. Later on that same week, the Truckload Carriers Association kicks off their convention in Phoenix, and then ProMat is happening in Chicago. And we're looking forward to seeing everyone at a Warehousing After Dark live event that'll be hosted there in Chicago. More details to come. Later on in the month of March, got to hop on a plane and go over to England, to Birmingham, to visit the Intralogistics Expo going on there, before hopping back over the Mid-America Trucking Show happening in Louisville, Kentucky. So as you can see, there's a slow start to the year in January, but it heats up a little bit in February, and then there's just a complete cluster of events going on in March. Lots to choose from, lots of things to go see and do. That just about wraps it up for the first Supply Chain Events calendar update. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody out there at the events, both here in DFW and beyond. And until next time, be safe and have fun out there.